Hi there, everyone. Nick Harding here. I am the CEO and founder of a business called 51 Degrees. We are an AI and data science consultancy that helps businesses to implement AI projects. I'm here today to talk to you about how to train your team to use AI using AI. I've written a blog piece about this. You can find this on our website. And essentially what I have done and what I'm going to run you through today is I've used Claude, which is my new favorite tool, to build a set of training modules which you can use to then train your team members. This blog piece goes through this. Essentially, there are 10 different modules in the program here. You can see each one of them takes somewhere between sort of 20 and 45 minutes, depending upon the person's ability to understand AI and these topics. And all of this training is entirely personalized around these individual users. You can also tailor how you create this training, so it can be created specifically for your business, as this blog piece goes into. The blog piece goes into how to set this up, recommended rollout, how it can support you, customization. It even then gives you all of the materials you need. So for example, here are the prompts that are needed, and you can keep on going through there. Rather than looking at these example screenshots, instead what I'm going to do is show you exactly how I built this. So this is essentially the interface that you would use to access this training. I've used Claude. For those of you who don't know what Claude is basically a similar tool to ChatGPT. However, in my opinion, it is much, much better for businesses because they've built the entire interface and everything that they're doing around business and enterprise use, as opposed to ChatGPT, which is much more of a consumer play. Within Claude, you have these things called projects, which in ChatGPT they call custom GPTs. And projects is essentially a wrapper where you can create within that wrapper, within the Claude platform, you can create something that's tailored around a specific use case. So I've created this project called Module 1, AI Foundations. You can then have Module 2, Module 3, Module 4 as per the blog piece. And in this, this project, you can see it's got a set of instructions, and these instructions define what this project is then going to do. So you can see here that this project is an AI tutor delivering module 1 of a structured training program. Your tone is warm, encouraging and clear, etc., etc. This prompt is on the blog piece on the 51 Degrees website, so go and find it there. You can copy and paste it, but also, as I'm about to show you, you can use Claude to customize that prompt to make it whatever you want it to, so that this training can be entirely customized around your business. Next, I'm going to show you what the course looks like. So this is me taking this course, and I've just said at the beginning, hi, I'd like to take this course. And you can see quite quickly, it first of all asks who I am and what my role is. But you can see quite quickly this then turns into, and this is one of the things that's happened in only the last 7 days, this then turns into interactive content within the chat. So Claude writes this interactive style content within the chat in real time, which is one of the things that's just been released by Claude, and it makes this stuff way more digestible than just being prose after prose after prose. So what is AI actually about? You can then see another interactive piece of content. It's then asked me a question, do I have, to find out if I've understood what it's talking about here, and I've given an answer. That's a really strong answer, Nick. I'd hope so, of course. And you can see it's then said, right, okay, I've ticked the first box in the AI Foundations course. I've understood to explain what AI is and what it isn't. It then goes into the next part of the course, and again brings up some visual content. You can see here that this interactive content makes the learning much more enjoyable, and it's asked me some questions, even some typos in there. Oh, it's forgiven me for the typos, and I got the answers right. So once again, it's updated my status. I continue, some more interactive content. It then asks me to bring these things together to understand if I understand what the connections are here. So I've answered that question, 1E, 2C, 3B, etc. Once again, I've got them all right. Fantastic. I'd very much hope so. I've ticked off item 3 on module 1, and it goes on and on and on. It gets really interesting because as I keep on going down here, you can then see the final quiz, which I actually misread. I'll say that because I didn't get 100%, which is quite embarrassing. You can see here, so I've thought these were multiple choice questions where you can answer only one. Indeed, on some of them you can answer two. And so you can see here I dropped a couple of marks along the way. However, I did get 8 out of 11, so I passed the quiz, and even Claude has created my wonderful certificate of completion, including a unique certificate ID, which you can then ask your team members to copy and paste this certificate and put it into their a learning management system you might have, or even just email it to their, or Slack it to their line manager, or whatever else you do with your training and learning materials at your organization. So that is module 1. I can then go over to module 2 and continue the course, but I'm not going to do that right now. Instead, I'm going to show you how I made this module and indeed everything else. So I just started in Claude and said, I'm considering using Claude projects across my team as ways of doing training. For example, I'd have Claude projects such as Module 1, Module 2, Module 3. In the instructions for each Claude project, I'd like to define the learning objectives. So rather than this being a incredibly structured syllabus, instead it's defining what the person needs to learn as part of this program, which means that the AI can then get there in whatever way it wants and make it much more personalized. So this isn't a set syllabus in a traditional sense, it's a set of learning objectives which then enable the AI to tailor that content around the user. I've said brainstorm the idea with me. By the way, this is a phrase I use all the time in AI world. I almost never ask AI to give me an answer. I very often brainstorm first. I have lots of people use this approach in the past. Was it effective? Is there a better way of achieving a similar outcome? Etc. etc. So I did some brainstorming. I eventually got to the point where I said, great, okay, I want to do this. I go into a bit more detail. I then give a little bit more information, as you can see, and eventually go ahead and say to Claude to go ahead and build out these 10 system prompts. And as you can see, Claude has then built out these system prompts. This is, I should say, here is the system prompt which I showed you a little bit earlier, back to this project, which I showed you, the very first thing I showed you. This is the system prompt for that project. If you remember, you are an interactive AI tutor delivering module 1. Your tone is warm, encouraging and clear, etc., etc. So Claude has generated this system prompt in order for me to copy it back over to the project, which then delivers the learning experience here. I think this stuff is absolutely brilliant, and almost every day I am someone who works with AI literally all day long, every day. And still, every single day, I'm blown away by what is possible. And I have not seen that slow down. In fact, I'm seeing that accelerate. So, I strongly urge you and all of your team members to get involved as much as possible, to learn in all sorts of different ways, including ways like this. We'd love to support you, of course, but also, you can be a self-starter and get on with this yourself. Please do get in touch with me here at 51 Degrees if you'd like any help. Or indeed just read our blogs. Thanks very much.